Well, it's a Pedro Pascal story, so we had to channel that peepaw energy in order to hit this story, well, appropriately, I suppose. This from the Times of India? India Times? I do believe. Look, it's a weird site, folks, but trust me, there is a good story embedded in here. Sorry about all the ads. Every single one of them, apparently. It's from the India Times. Dakota Johnson reveals why Pedro Pascal steals her clothes. He's like always underdressed. Very interesting. This June 6, 2025. Dakota Johnson revealed that Pedro Pascal often borrows clothes from her closet. She mentioned he has a habit of taking her jackets and sweaters. This happened during an appearance on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. Johnson also experienced a wardrobe issue. Her dress had a plunging neckline and, well, I guess... Oh, that's very weird. Sorry, folks. She joked about it with Fallon. He eventually gave her his cardigan, I believe. In an interview with Jimmy Fallon on the Tonight Show, thank you so much, Steve, the 35-year-old actress answered why anyone would find Pedro Pascal wearing her clothes. When Fallon took out a picture of the duo at a 2024 Stevie Nicks concert in London, Dakota pointed at the 50-year-old actor and remarked, quote, "That's my sweater. He does that a lot. He takes my clothes," Johnson said, before adding, "He's like always underdressed." Well, I mean, like he's wearing a t-shirt and it's cold outside, not like he forgot his pants. This is a very, very weird aspect of somebody who the Walt Disney Company is banking something like anywhere between $2 to $4 billion on in terms of the box office revenue that they expect to generate from his inclusion in the Avengers via Fantastic Four and soon to be Avengers Doomsday, and also too the Mandalorian Grogu film coming out next year. This is truly bizarre, and this is one of many bizarre stories that we've covered here on the Pro Show a lot. We obviously know that he gets anxious around particular women in his life, and he must make bodily contact with them. That's very, very strange. And we also know this incident as well. Folks, people on the panel, is this weird? Is it just me?
Did he borrow her pants? What was with the knees on that shot? My God.
Well, yeah, so we've all been questioning his wardrobe for quite some time, especially after his appearance at Star Wars Celebration over there in Tokyo recently. But now this makes a lot more sense if he's borrowing people's wardrobe so flippantly. I don't really know what to make of this. Steve, do you let anybody else borrow your wardrobe? Especially somebody, I don't know, of the opposite gender?
Well, I'm married, so my wife does take my clothes sometimes, but I can honestly say I've never taken hers. So
you're saying it only goes one way usually.
It really does.
Okay.
And so I just he looks creepy. He sounds creepy. Can he act? Maybe a little bit. Like I would say he's like a middling actor at best. He's not phenomenal. He's pretty one note from what I've seen. And the guy just he just doesn't give off that air of like, I can do something impressive. Yeah, I'm just so annoyed and done with this guy. Like the fact that he does wear women's clothing, like all I can think of is I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay.
I was just about to say that.
And for those who don't know, it's I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. I sleep all night and I work all day. I cut down trees. I skip and jump. I like to press wildflowers. I put on women's clothing and hang around in bars. And then they all cheer. But it's just one of those things that I'm like, this guy, and he's also tapping into the ladies thing of wearing shirts that are not his size either. So like the shirts are like 3 times bigger than they should be. So he just looks weird. I don't get it. I hate fashion. Like I've been wearing the same kind of t-shirts from Walmart forever. So I'm maybe not be the best one to judge, but.
Well, Steve, that's another thing we actually have in common because I've been wearing the same shirts from Walmart for quite a while now. I don't have,
you guys could swap.
Yeah, we could swap.
Same beard, same shirts.
And
How
people
is
would
your
get us
puppetry,
confused.
Posh? Are you a decent puppeteer?
I'll work
Or
on
even
it.
an indecent
work
one?
on it.
I don't know.
Well, this is PG-13. Jonas would get really mad.
It's just, let's
Get
not.
This guy's strange. He's bizarre. He has only moderate talent. He wears very strange boots in that picture. I wonder if those are what's her names too. And I'm bored with him. I don't know about anybody else, but God, am I bored with him?
Well, here's the thing, Lou. Disney is not bored with him because
I understand.
Unfortunately,
Disney's bored with the Muppets. So there you go.
That's a fair
measure a measure of who you like and who you hate is a great indication of character. And I'd say,
well, Lauren, I mean, obviously, I think there is an appetite to some degree for Pedro Pascal's work, and especially his characters, right? I think a lot of people were a little bit miffed with the idea of his role in Last of Us being cut short right there, even though people who played the video game obviously knew that was coming. People do like Mandalorian, I would say, and it's probably the most successful of the post-Disney purchase new characters established by Disney that they've been able to establish here. But go ahead, please.
No, mine was just like, can we acknowledge either to like just this crowd? Like, can go back? Do you have the ability to go back in that video?
Yes.
Okay, scroll back. Okay, that guy that's in the back corner there holding the blue microphone, and he's just swaying back and forth, and he's petting that like axolotl alien head thing. Like the people that hang out with you and surround you, like that also says a lot about who you are.
Lauren. See, do you think? Okay, all right. Let me. I'm going to ask you two questions here, and I really want you to answer these. One, do you think if Disney understood what Pedro was like privately, more than they did before, would you think they would be enthusiastic about casting this guy? Maybe Mandalorian Grogu. If I'm not mistaken, Dave Filoni and John Favreau, they cast him pretty early on, but maybe something like Fantastic Four. It's like, and at what point does this start to hurt the box office prospects because of how well
we're about to find out, aren't we?
Well,
I mean, so. Go ahead.
I don't think it would have changed their thinking at all. Birds of a feather flock together, and he's part of their crowd. And if you think that they care about the box office, if you've been paying attention for the last 10 years, they don't. I think there's a couple different ways I could go in this conversation. One is I'm going to push back on you, Lou. You and I are going to have a very different opinion on the pinball documentary. We're going to mix it up there.
Okay, great, and that'll be fun. It's always fun.
Well, hold on. You gotta set that up for everybody. I believe on Genre Guys, you're going over a documentary covering pinballs after you just did another documentary.
It's called Special When Lit, and if you want to go watch it, you could go watch it and be ready.
Yeah, it's what Lou's talking about here is that there are some diehard fanatic pinball folks where this is their entire lives. And I get the angle that Lou is coming from, but I would be a guy that would probably defend them a little bit. So that's all we're going to mix it up about. When it comes to Pedro, he's a deeply weird guy, but I think that he's weird intentionally. I'm not sure if you were... I have no way to know. I don't know the guy. My sense of him is that he's taken advantage of a cultural moment, but he's missed the fact that the window has shifted. I kind of think that's where he's at right now. I think he's the classic male feminist who will use that to his advantage, and that's what he's been doing. But because the window is shifted, he's looking a lot weirder right now than he did, say, a couple years ago.
That's a fair point.
That's true. That's fair.
I think part of what we're looking at is just the shift of the Overton window, and he's looking really ridiculous now. There's also the fact that he's in this bubble, and he's surrounded by this bubble, and his family is part of this bubble, and that also informs who and what he is and why he is that way. So bubbles form. It helps to get out of them every once in a while and talk to some normal people.
If you know what that is, and if you can find some. And I doubt he does. I don't think he cares. This is working for him, so why change? And he doesn't know how. By the way, speaking of bubbles, we should break out the bubbly. I think we've hit the goal.
We have hit the goal. We have hit the goal, and we will hit that that achievement in just a moment right here. I think I want to finish this story off, though, by saying he's a very eccentric guy. And I will agree with you, Lauren. It's, I mean, a very eccentric industry, that being Hollywood, right? And you definitely have many eccentric A-listers as part of that. It's just,
Do you think it's real, though? Because to me, eccentric is genuine, and I don't think he's genuine at all. I think it's all just what he thinks is going to sell, and so far it's worked for him.
You've had in that B-roll the footage of him in the theater that was caught just a week ago or so, where he was referring to himself as a lazy 50-year-old bougie, you know?
Yeah.
He's very self-aware about what he is and who he is and what he's doing. I don't think he expected that was going to get caught on video.
Right. Yeah, that's a fair point right there. I mean, I can't. I guess there's an argument to be had that it might not be genuine. I think that he is being genuine in how he portrays himself. But man, at a certain point, it's like, come on, can we rein this in just a little bit? Because he plays some very masculine characters in many of the franchises in which he's featured. I don't know. Look, whatever floats your boat, Pedro, that's fine. You go ahead and you be you. But, in an industry, and especially with franchises that, eclipse hundreds of millions of dollars in terms of production costs and so forth, and is so risky to actually undertake as a studio. I don't know if it's going to be the long-term play going forward, but maybe that's just me. Steve, what were you reacting to? What were you doing?
You made a comment about Pedro, and then the next thing on the little thing was him winking, and I'm like, this is totally accurate. So it was funny. It was just, yeah. Anyway, it's all good.
Well, we'll continue to monitor P-Paw's antics as this goes on right here. He's going to be starring in many of your favorite films and franchises. The story's bound to get
franchises, yes. Favorite films, maybe not. We'll see when we see them.
That's a
franchise killers possibility.
That is a fair point. We'll go ahead and we'll monitor everything happening with Pedro as he's featured more into these franchises. That is for sure.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.